Hello, Golden Gun. Good questions. This is something that I recently made a video about. It's called Atheist Rampage. I'll link it up in that general vicinity so you can check it out, or maybe I'll just move it over to this video as a video response because I think it's pertinent. Really good questions. I guess I'll just jump right in and answer them. You ask, what do I mean, or what does a person mean when they say that morals are objective? The answer to that question would be that there is a clearly defined right or wrong. That morals are not subjective. Morals don't just kind of shift with the winds. That raping 4-year-old girls is wrong across the board. That there's no argument that could be made that it's wrong for me, but for this guy over here maybe it's right. That would be subjective morality. So I do believe that morals are objective. And so you ask, how can morals be objective? You ask of atheists, how can morals be objective without there being a lawgiver? Basically, I guess the question would be, how can we have a clearly defined ultimate right and wrong without God dictating those morals to us? And I guess the answer to the question would be, I do believe that there's a lawgiver. I just don't believe that it's God. I believe that it's evolution by natural selection, and I'll explain why. Because you touched on that a little bit in your video too. You said that that you had heard mentioned something about evolution, but you didn't quite understand it. Well, I'll try to explain it as best as I can, and then maybe watch the Atheist Rampage video for a little more insight into it. So if you take a human and you strip him naked and you put him in the middle of a room, what have you got? Well, you've got a creature that's ultimately really intelligent, got the ability to walk upright, so our hands are freed up to invent tools and to use tools, and we're social creatures. Those are the three best things that we've got going for us. But you take a human being alone and you strip it naked, you put it in the middle of the room, and what you basically got is something that's really soft and pink. We don't have claws, we don't have fangs, we're not particularly strong, especially compared to a tiger, a saber-toothed lion, a gorilla, a shark. We're not particularly strong, and we're not particularly fast either. So why then, from an evolutionist perspective, why then would humans survive? Well, I believe that it is our ability to make and use tools and our ability to work together. Now, you take a human being with nothing, put him in a cage with a tiger. You can pretty much make a safe bet which one of them is going to win that fight. Now, the human being might luck out, but 9 times out of 10, the tiger is going to tear it to shreds. Now, you give the human being a spear, and you may have evened the odds a little bit more. I still think, personally, and this is just personal opinion, that the tiger's probably got a bit of an edge still. But you take that human being and you give him 5 buddies with spears, and now you've got something. So, looking at it from a natural selection perspective, it is beneficial to the survival of our species for us to work together. It is beneficial for the survival of our species for us to take care of one another. It is beneficial, therefore, for the survival of our species for us to be altruistic, for us to be empathetic beings. Society wouldn't work very well if everyone believed that you could rape, pillage, and steal from your neighbor anytime you wanted. Society wouldn't work very well if humans were inherently selfish creatures. So, over the course of the millennia, as human beings and our ancestors have evolved, nature has selected us to be empathetic people. And you can watch the Atheist Rampage video. I talk about a study that was done where some researchers have found that things like empathy may very well be hardwired into our brain to be pleasurable. That when people act in a way that is helpful towards others at the expense of themselves, that it activates a part of the brain that's very primitive, that's usually set aside for things like eating or sex. So empathy is actually something that we've developed a pleasure center for in our brain. So I guess that would be the best answer to the question that you asked that I have. I do believe that morals are objective, and I believe that the lawgiver is evolution by natural selection. So take a look at my my Atheist Rampage video. Really good video, though. I appreciate the question. Thanks.